Good morning. Sorry. Good morning. Sorry about that. I was just about to say there's a lot of seagulls about this morning, so it's a bit noisy, but and the horn beeped. Anyway, I'm having a cup of coffee and I'm reading some books, and I just wanted to introduce to you the video that you're about to see. In my recent July newsletter, I talked about our new coach in Atlanta, Georgia, who calls himself the Georgia Guru. He also calls himself the Ancient One, because Bob Cunningham is 85 years old. And I can tell you that you will see his enthusiasm. You'll excuse the quality of the video because he's just been into that for a while, but at 69 I'm struggling with technology, so what it would be like at 85 I have no idea. But he said he's fine because I think he's got some grandchildren of very small age who are helping him. What Bob is doing is not only, as you will see in the video, not only does he have an enormous enthusiasm for the easiest swing and what he's learning about la danse de golf, which he thinks is a wonder of the world, but he's stretching the minds of myself and the other coaches, because the fact that we have a guy there 85 years old who is so enthusiastic, and he said his neurons are firing from second to second all day long. He can hardly even sleep these days, so he's so excited. And in our minds we usually go through life thinking, well, it's a retirement thing because it's all part of life. And to think that this guy is going strong at 85, that stretches our minds to what's possible. And so I'm sure you're going to enjoy getting to know Bob. And just on that same theme of stretching our minds to what's possible, I've been reading countless books, and I'm still in the research process for my book. I have to admit I haven't written a lot apart from copious notes, because I've selected out of all of these books and many others little bits that I want to put together in a strong message for senior golfers, all golfers, because the easiest swing is the easiest swing for everybody, but this book is dedicated to seniors. And there are little things that you put together which will show you that there is every reason for you to enjoy your golf for a long time yet. So, I have to admit I've even had to read this. Dodgy author, didn't really understand it, but still, I thought I'd better catch up on what he said. So, I've got a little bit to read to you today, because I wouldn't expect you to read some of these books, and some of them are a bit medically based, and this one is called The Biology of Belief by Bruce H. Lipton, PhD. And if I just read you a little bit of this, I did make a note here somewhere, so just bear with me. So this little section is called the origins of life. Smart cells get smarter. It shouldn't be surprising that cells are so smart. Single-celled organisms were the first life forms on this planet. Fossil evidence reveals they were here within 600 million years after the Earth was first formed. For the next 2.75 billion years of the Earth's history, only free-living single-celled organisms, bacteria, algae and amoeba-like protozoans, populated the world. And that's stretching the mind for a kick-off. 2.75 billion years, 600 million. Ugh. Around 750 million years ago, these smart cells figured out how to get smarter when the first multicellular organisms, plants and animals, appeared. Multicellular life forms were initially loose communities or colonies of single-celled organisms. At first, cellular communities consisted of from tens to hundreds of cells. But the evolutionary advantage of living in a community soon led to organizations comprised of millions, billions and even trillions of socially interactive single cells still. Though Each individual cell is of microscopic dimensions. The size of multicellular communities may range from the barely visible to the monolithic. Biologists have classified these organized communities based on their structure as observed by the human eye. While the cellular communities appear as single entities to the naked eye, a mouse, a dog, a human, they are in fact highly organized associations of millions and trillions of cells. The human body has 50 trillion cells. So here am I, and I'm the CEO of this thing, and my workforce is 50 trillion cells, individual smart cells. They know what's going on. There are thousands and thousands of messages passing through each one of them per second. They run the show. That's why I keep breathing 24 hours a day, even when I'm asleep, without knowing how. Now, I just want to go a little bit further back and to something he says that there will be in a future chapter, and I have to admit I haven't got there yet. But he says in chapter 5, I explain why I named this book The Biology of Belief. Positive thoughts have a profound effect on behavior and genes, but only when they are in harmony with subconscious programming. And negative thoughts have an equally powerful effect. When we recognize how these positive and negative beliefs control our biology, we can use this knowledge to create lives filled with health and happiness. So the more research I've done, the more I got a clear idea that my book is going to be aspirational for the older golfer, and in turn for people as they're aging. So when you're 40 and 50, so you start to see, and it'll be packed full of things that will hopefully persuade you, convince you that there's another future out there if you want it. And that aligned to the easiest swing, la danse de golf, and a way of swinging the club and playing this game that in itself will prolong your golfing life. So I can't wait to start writing it and get it finished, and obviously you'll be hearing from me regularly as to how I'm doing. But I'm excited by it. The fact that I've discovered recently that I've got 50 trillion guys here all helping me, wow, I've got a responsibility. If I eat the right things and if I'm healthy, they've got every chance. Oh, by the way, they like a bit of wine, so they're right, and they're quite happy about the odd slug of coffee. So anyway, just a snippet, a little bit of glimpse into the future of what my book's going to hold. So on to Bob, introducing this video, and the message is very, very clear, and coming from an 85-year-old golf pro, I think it's wonderful, as indeed he is, and we're delighted to have him on board. So enjoy those videos, and I'm delighted to see you again because I've missed you. So see you again soon.
Seekers, golfers, high achievers, this video may not be for you. Latest studies show the average score for men golfers is 96, for ladies is 108, and it hasn't changed only about one stroke over the last 70 years. And with the increase of equipment and balls, why is this? Well, it's inferior swing mechanics and understanding of what causes this to make a simple move. Well, then I think you might want to consider the easiest swing in golf. Now, I'm 85. I have back, knees, joint issues, arthritis in my lower body, artificial hip, reconstructed right knee, scoliosis, the back, the list goes on. But I can go out now and not have a sore back, not have to wait a day or two for my aches and pains to go away, not take painkillers, because I have learned the easiest swing in golf. And it's so easy, it's ridiculous. It's so easy. Brian Sparks, he is smart, in England has been teaching this method for years. The best kept secret, we're taught to keep our head down, our foot still, our left arm extended or straight. This is as far as I can go doing that. Well, look what I can do with what we call the Danse du golf. Brian taught in France for several years. He came up with this, doing the Danse du golf. And that's a 90-degree back turn. And I can hold that for 5 seconds or longer very comfortably. Now when I come through, it's simple body rotation, and I finish in this manner, 90 degrees that way. Well, I let my body move in a relaxed, natural way. Think of baseball. A lot of us played baseball 100 years ago. We bent our elbows. These are levers. We got up, some of us would even lift our foot. That's not keeping our foot flat. And a lot of us would turn our head back and see the ball or the vision out of the corner eye. Then we could rotate into it. So much more natural. Kid can do that. It's hard to do this. That's mechanical. It's tension. It's not natural. Try this simplest swing in golf. I'm the new certified Atlanta section teacher, coach for the easiest swing in golf, invented by Brian Sparks, Great Britain. It's global, it's all over. Look it up. Look me up, Bob Cunningham Golf, YouTube. Check my website, www.georgiagolfguru.com, and do some investigation and see how easy it is to do. I have 8-year-olds, 3 different delightful 8-year-olds that are using it. I have a bunch of 70-year-olds, including a new student, Carol, who actually learned to pilot a plane 40-some years ago, learning golf. I have an ex-pilot, Dan. He piloted the Air Force, taught flight training for 22 years and was a Delta pilot for 22 years. And now he shot a 78. You think he wasn't happy and excited when he normally couldn't break 90? Amen to that. But there is a way, and I will help you. I promise. It's so easy, it's ridiculous. And if this 85-year-old decrepit body can do it, so can you. It's fun. Let's connect. Cheers. Be safe. Be healthy.